Welcome back to the channel. Just a simple video today. I'm going to show you how to check and then replace the spark plug on this Honda CB125F. As I'm sure you know, the spark plug's job is to make a spark and ignite the fuel and air mixture inside the cylinder, which is what makes you go. Checking on it can make sure you've got the right size gap in the spark plug for a good spark, and also the condition of the spark plug can tell you a little something about the engine. It's perhaps more relevant in the good old days of carburetors than it is today in fuel injections and computers, but it might still help you spot something that you need to be concerned about. Now you need to check the spark plug after 4,000 miles and replace it after 8. I did check it back at 4,000 miles and we're now at about 8,800. So I'll show you how to check it first, but then we will replace it with a new one. So all you need to do the job is a torque wrench with a spark plug socket to fit, and if you're inspecting your spark plug you might need a feeler gauge like this one, and obviously if you're replacing it you need a new one. I love that there's just one. My Honda Jazz has got 8 spark plugs because it's got 4 cylinders and 2 per plug. This one is the NGK CPR8EA9 model. There must be equivalents from other manufacturers, I just haven't found any. Removing the spark plug's really easy. Just take off this high tension lead and use the wrench to loosen it. There we go. Right, looking at the old spark plug here, we'd expect to see a bit of discoloration, so a light brown coating. If it was very black, you might suspect oil fouling, so if the seal in the piston had failed and oil was getting passed into the chamber, this might look really black and oily. Or if there's a dry black soot, it could be a sign that the mixture was too rich. This is all stuff we used to think about more in the old days of carburetors. Nowadays everything's computer controlled and you can't really change it anyway. Likewise, if it's very clean and there's a sort of a glaze, like there's a varnish over the spark plug, that could indicate overheating or something. But this is what we'd expect to see, some sort of light brown deposits. Now the electrode in the middle will wear out over time. The spark constantly happening there will gradually erode the metal. So it should be 0.8 to 0.9 millimeters. Let's just get out the feeler gauge here and check. Yeah, so the 0.88 feeler gauge is fairly easy to get in there. Let's add a bit more. And I can get 0.88 plus 0.38 just about. Someone had those together for me. Yeah, so it's worn a bit over time. If we compare that with the new one, yeah, so 0.889 doesn't really go in there. Let's try 0.813, just about. Yeah, 0.813 does go in there. So new electrode has the right gap. While the spark plug's out, I just thought I'd show you a little trick that can come in handy for testing the spark. If you're having trouble starting the engine, one of the things you need to look for is that you've got a good spark. So by touching it, you need to be careful not to touch the electrode yourself, but if I touch the body of the spark plug against the body of the bike and turn on the engine, and obviously the spark plug hole is exposed, so it will blow gas a bit. You should just about be able to see the spark. So checking you've got a good healthy spark like that is one thing to eliminate. The other is compression. The spark plug hole is open here, so it should just be possible to stop the compression with your finger. Yeah, I'm feeling good, good pressure there, which means that the cylinder is not leaking, it's compressing the gas well. So those are two things to check if you're having trouble starting the bike's engine. This is one time when I would recommend using a torque wrench, because we're screwing directly into the aluminium thread on the engine, and if you strip that, well, there's no way to repair that, really, we're going to have to get a new engine block or something. So the spark plug wants 10 to 12 Newton meters of torque. So this is the little 3/8 inch torque wrench. We just turn the handle till the marking's up to 10 and 0. Well, 10 to 12, I suppose. Let's go for 11. This one does go all the way up to 11. Spark plugs have a fairly long thread, and if you get it wrong, cross thread it, you could do some damage. So you want to put it in by hand gently at first, making sure it's turning really easily, like it is there. That's fine. If it wasn't turning too easily and you're putting a lot of force on it, you could be cross-threading it. It's so easy on this cylinder. You're not reaching behind the engine block like you're in the car. Okay. Right, now the torque wrench. You do it up until you feel the click in the handle. There it is. And then at this stage, a lot of amateurs will say, well, give it another go, give it a bit more just to be on the safe side. Or they want to feel the click again because they weren't sure. But no, that will make it too tight. It's perfect, just take it off. Don't forget to put this on or the engine won't start. And let's give it a go. Never doubted. Okay, at 4,000 miles specifically, not the annual service necessarily, but 4,000 miles, there are 3 things listed you need to do. One of them is to adjust the valve clearances, and I've got a separate video about that one you can watch. Next is to inspect the spark plug, and finally to clean the crankcase breather hose. So while we're here, let's have a go at that one. The crankcase breather hose is here, which connects the crankcase to the airbox and allows the space under the piston to ventilate, so there isn't a pressure problem stopping the piston from moving. Now you can take that pipe off and check it's clear, which I did do at 4,000 miles, and it was a pain, so I'm not going to do it right now. But the part that you can see and that needs checking more frequently is here. Underneath the airbox there's a drain which ends in this disgusting looking rubber cap, which you can take off and drain out any water and dirt that's in there. Okay, it might be a little tricky to show you, but you can see there's a little clip there holding the pipe on, and if I can just reach that with my long nose pliers, squeeze the 2 parts together, there we go, I can just pull it backwards and off like that, and then this should just come off with a bit of a yeah, that came off with a bit of a wiggle. Don't hold your phone while you're doing it. And inside, oh yes, disgusting. And he's got a tripod right there, the idiot. Why didn't he use that? Let's get a bit of tissue and clean this out. This is just oil and water really, and condensate from the airbox, which for legal reasons is not allowed to just drip onto the road anymore. So every 6 months or whatever we clean it out. I can put the little cap back on there, and then with the pliers we squeeze the clip and put it back on. There it is. Okay, I hope that was helpful. I'm going to make a video soon about all the various service items that need doing on the bike at different times and mileages. So please do stick around for that one when it comes out. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.